After I got back from the trip to scatter my husband's ashes, it took a little while before I went back into the study, to the desk where I work and craft. But when I did, I put down a sheet of newspaper and picked up some liquid glue and decided to make my own gift wrap. The gift wrap was for a present that I wanted to send to my writing partner who lives in Canada. A book about John F. Kennedy. It's one of his favourite subjects. Rather than buy new gift wrap, I decided to try and upcycle all the scraps that were sitting in a box on my desk. I started first with the edges and the crease in the middle of the newspaper, lining things up and covering things up as best I could. Essentially, I was making a masterboard, but I wanted to use newspaper specifically as the substrate because this meant that it would be easy to fold and wrap around the gift I had in mind. I decided to use liquid glue because creating a masterboard with a glue stick can be quite a slow and arduous process, and I was really not in the mood for arduous that day. I wanted easy, I wanted relaxing, and I wanted satisfying. Whilst placing the different scraps here and there, I tried to make sure that there was at least some contrast between the colours, often picking out blue pieces to go near creams and yellows, as well as pieces of scrap craft paper and lined paper from various projects that I'd done. I tried to use the inside of junk mail envelopes. As anyone who watches this channel regularly knows, I'm always keen to upcycle things that would otherwise go in the bin or in the recycling. Engaging with this kind of process really helps with my mental health and helps me feel calm and gives me time to think. As I was carefully placing all of these scrap pieces of paper down, I was thinking about the months ahead when I will return to my writing desk in order to write some books and hopefully keep myself financially afloat. I realised that now that I'm back at my writing desk, on a writing schedule, I will need to adjust how many craft videos I put out on my YouTube channel. I always want to make sure that the videos are of a high quality and enjoyable for the viewer. So from here forward, I'll be releasing a video once every 2 weeks. Though you can't see it in the video, I was smiling, thinking about all the wonderful craft projects I've got to share with you in the coming months, and just how much I love engaging with you all in this junk journal mixed media community. The first book I'll be working on this autumn is a book I promised my husband I would write. A memoir about walking the Hadrian's Wall path in his memory. I have lots of notes from my trip, and I can't wait to start writing them all up and marrying them with the photographs I took along the walk. Although as the gift wrap builds, it looks a lot like a strange mishmash of unrelated papers, I do have a second step which helps to bring it all together. And I think it's important during the process to remember that when we create a masterboard, it often doesn't look that wonderful as one piece. It is only in the cutting and the finishing of the masterboard that we see its potential. Because of the way paper wraps around a gift, I had an idea that this process might also lend itself to creating gift wrap. The contours of the gift, creating a sort of cut in the paper that better highlights all the individual features and textures of what I've created. And here I am about to start the second step in the process, which is to use some white glue mixed with some water to decoupage down some scraps of napkin that have been left over from other projects I've done. The one I'm using in this project has daisies on it with a blue background. I could have used all kinds of different napkins. I've got lots and lots of leftovers from different decoupaging projects. But it is the uniformity of the napkin, using the same design, that I think helps to pull together the whole piece and makes it look a little bit more like one piece of paper, rather than lots of different scraps glued together. In terms of where I placed the napkin, I tried to cover up places where I thought there were too many joins, or position it over papers that I thought were perhaps just a little bit too garish in their own right, and distracted from the general blend of the whole piece. Decoupaging napkin down onto anything will mute whatever is underneath, so it's a useful thing to think about if you'd like to soften the edges or the colours of some of the elements you've used in any craft piece. If you're wondering why I'm putting decoupage glue over the whole piece, even the places where I'm not putting down napkin, I should tell you that is simply to seal in all the layers and make sure that when I wrap my gift, there won't be any edges sticking up or peeling up in the process. As I was decoupaging, I noticed one or two places where some newspaper was still showing through, and in fact, I even missed a bit and had to go back again. This is no big problem. You can easily go back with more paper and more glue and cover up any places that you've missed. Once I'd covered the whole sheet with glue, I left it to dry overnight. This is what the finished sheet looked like. As predicted, once the book was wrapped and I'd attached a contrasting ribbon, all of the features came into sharp focus. Take care, and I'll see you soon.